An accused cop killer in Chicago today encountered something he had never seen in his decade of violent crime: lasting consequences, and a judge who was done giving second chances. Police arrested 26-year-old Alphanso Talley Saturday, accusing him of robbing a store and roughing up a woman who worked there. He then told police that he had swallowed a bag of drugs and felt sick, but that was all a ruse. Because when he got to the hospital, police say he pulled out a gun and shot 2 officers in the head. One was critically injured, and the other, 38-year-old John Bartholomew, was killed. Bartholomew had a wife, 2 stepsons, and a 3-year-old daughter. The accused killer, Talley, is someone the police know very well. His rap sheet goes back 9 years. Every arrest, a violent felony. At a court hearing in December for a carjacking charge, the judge noted that Talley had 4 violent felony cases in the system simultaneously. The judge said before Illinois changed its bail laws, Talley would have faced a minimum bail of $1 million. But under the new law, he had the discretion to set the bail he believes was fair. He pointed to Talley recently becoming a father, saying, quote, "It appears his mind is finally developing, and he may be on the path to making better decisions." So the judge gave him an ankle monitor and let him walk free. And months later, that monitor went dark. Weeks after that, Officer Bartholomew was dead. Now, no cameras were allowed in the court today, but News Nation was in the courtroom. The judge shut several outbursts down that Talley had, and at one point the judge even reprimanded Talley for laughing. As for bail, the judge was blunt, quote, "You have been given every opportunity, and each and every time you have violated that. No conditions that I impose will keep the community safe from you." Tonight, Talley remains behind bars with no bail. Joining me now is Brian Claypool, criminal defense attorney, and Neema Rahmani, a former federal prosecutor. Neema, it's infuriating just reading this story, but as a former prosecutor, you must hear this story, and it must set your hair on fire.
Unfortunately, yes. I'm sitting here in California where there has been bail reform. And here's the argument on the other side. I don't agree with it, but this is the argument that cash bail punishes people that don't have the ability to pay and rewards the rich. The problem is you have someone like this that should not have been granted any bail whatsoever, even if it was $1 million. He is a danger to the community, and now we know it's a risk of flight. And the problem with not detaining people, Elizabeth, is this. As a prosecutor, I can tell you, when they're out, obviously, they commit more crimes. But also, let me tell you something. When people are free, the last thing they want to do is plead guilty, surrender, and serve their time. They're much more likely to either abscond, destroy evidence, commit more crimes. When they're in custody, they're accruing time, and they're much more motivated to plead to get out sooner rather than later.
Brian, I understand the cash bail argument, but like that maybe works if you're talking about a poor man and a rich man arrested the first time in their lives for the same crime, and one guy gets to walk because he can afford to pay bail, and the other guy has to sit in jail for 2 years before he's even convicted of a crime. This guy had a rap sheet that was 5 pages long. You know, why are we giving second chances and ankle monitors to somebody who's been, charged with a violent carjacking and armed robbery?
Hey, Elizabeth, great to see you again. Look, in a civilized society, Talley should have never been on the street. Let's face it. His rap sheet is longer than a CVS pharmacy receipt that we get here in California. It's like 2 feet long.
Yeah, they aren't they?
Exactly. His is longer than that, by the way. But look, there is a catastrophic failure at 3 levels. It starts with the legislator, Elizabeth. The Illinois legislature removed cash bail in 2023 in September. They put in this Safety Act. It should be called the Danger Act. So if you're living in Illinois and you don't want this happening again, you better contact your legislator. Secondly, let's talk about the failure of this judge, okay? Even though the Safety Act is no cash bail, Elizabeth, this judge still had discretion to issue a $500,000 bail. He could have, or put other measures in place. He had discretion. This guy had 2 armed robberies in 2017. He assaulted a correctional officer 2024, 2025, an armed carjacking. He should have never been on the street. And then how does he get into a hospital with a gun? You've got security measures there. And the last thing I'm going to say is there needs to be an investigation. How this guy gets his hands on guns for the last 7 years.
Right.
Where did he get the gun? Did he get it from a dealer? If he did, there's potential culpability with the federal government if they didn't list his name on the list of somebody who should not be in the possession of a gun.
Neema, what is this new law? Is it new? How new is it in Illinois, and how many other states have laws like it?
Unfortunately, a lot of states do. It's really a point system, essentially an algorithm that assesses risk. So before there was a bail scale. So you're arrested for carjacking, armed robbery. This is the bail amount. But now it's not. It's essentially release. And we know electronic monitoring, it doesn't work. It supposes that people are going to follow the law and comply. And the problem is, this is someone who's a career criminal. Brian touched upon it, but he had pulled this stunt once before, this sort of fake drugs, because he knew that if he got into the hospital setting and they did imaging,
it's less secure.
Yeah, it's less secure, and they have to take off those handcuffs before you go in. He actually had this gun hidden in the fat of his skin. I mean, it's a really crazy story. That's why law enforcement didn't get it. But Brian's right. It's a legislative issue, and it's not something that is going to be resolved by computers or AI or points. This is someone that clearly on his face, you don't have to be a judge, you don't have to be a prosecutor, you can be an ordinary person and see that someone like Talley is not going to comply with any condition of pretrial release.
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling that somebody with that rap sheet, with those crimes on it, was given an electronic monitor to, that they then removed to go on and then allegedly commit horrific crimes, including he's now charged with killing a police officer. Brian Claypool, Neema Rahmani, great to talk to both of you. Thank you so much.